Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we take your everyday corporate jargon and turn it into plain English. Today, we're diving into FS Specialty Lending Fund's latest SEC filing. And let me tell you, it has got some interesting developments, especially when it comes to shareholder votes. Think of it as a corporate shareholder meeting recap, but with all the juicy details you need to know. Before we jump in, if you like getting straight to the point with these financial reports, make sure you're subscribed. And if you want to chat more about these topics, join our Discord community. The link is in the description below. So, what is going on with FS Specialty Lending Fund? They recently held a special meeting for their shareholders. Now, normally these meetings are pretty standard, but this one had a few key proposals on the table that shareholders needed to vote on. This filing tells us exactly how those votes went, and it is pretty telling. To kick things off, let's look at who could have a say. As of the 30th of June 2025, there were over 75 million shares eligible to be voted. That is a lot of potential voting power. Out of those, about 34 million shares were actually voted at the meeting, either in person or by proxy. That is a decent turnout, but there is always room for more involvement, right? Now, let's get to the proposals. The first one was about making some changes to the fund's main governing document called the Declaration of Trust. Specifically, they wanted to get rid of Article Starten. Think of this as cleaning up the rulebook, removing something that is no longer needed. Then came Proposal 2. This one was also about tweaking the Declaration of Trust, but this time it was to make things clearer when it comes to mergers or reorganizations. Basically, they wanted to ensure everyone knows what the shareholder voting rules are in those big corporate events, especially if the Board of Trustees approves them. The third proposal was quite a big one. It was about approving a specific plan for a reorganization. This means the fund is looking to potentially merge with or be replaced by a new entity called the new FS Specialty Lending Fund. This often happens for various strategic reasons like operational efficiency or adapting to market changes. So, how did Proposal 1 fare? It passed. Just over 31 million votes were cast in favour, with about 876,000 votes against and close to 1.7 million abstentions. This means shareholders agreed to that amendment of the Declaration of Trust, effectively removing that old article. And Proposal 2 also got the green light. It received a similar number of 4 votes, around 31.5 million, with a little over 962,000 against and about 1.6 million abstentions. So, shareholders are also on board with clarifying those merger and reorganization voting rules. This indicates a desire for a more predictable and transparent process when major structural changes occur. Now, here is where things get interesting. Proposal 3. The big reorganization plan was not fully decided. The meeting was actually adjourned, meaning it was paused and rescheduled. Specifically for this proposal, they did this to give themselves more time to get more shareholder votes. This often happens when a proposal doesn't have enough clear support, and the company wants to sway more shareholders before making a final decision. The rescheduled meeting or the reconvened meeting is set for the 14th of October 2025. It is still using the same record date from back in June, so the same shareholders are eligible to vote, and any proxies submitted before will still be valid unless changed. This is crucial for shareholders who already cast their vote. Their decision still stands for this rescheduled event. The company is essentially giving shareholders a second chance to voice their opinion on this significant reorganization. The filing then goes into a section about additional information and where to find it. This is basically the company telling you, hey, if you want more details about these proposals, especially the reorganization, we've filed a lot of documents with the SEC. They're pointing you towards a document called a Joint Proxy Statement Prospectus. It is like a detailed brochure explaining everything about the proposed reorganization and the changes to the Declaration of Trust. They emphasize that investors should read these documents carefully because they contain and will continue to contain important information. This part is essentially a legal disclosure, reminding everyone that the company has filed all the necessary paperwork for this reorganization. They want to be transparent about the process and ensure everyone has access to the information they need to make an informed decision. They're basically saying, all the details are out there, go read them. Finally, the report is signed off by Stephen S. Seifert, who serves as the General Counsel for the FS Specialty Lending Fund. This signature signifies that the company officially submits this report and confirms the information within it is accurate to the best of their knowledge, as required by the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. Now, let S wrap this up with my take. On one hand, the approval of the first 2 proposals shows that the shareholders are on board with tidying up the fund, S governing documents and making processes clearer. That is generally a good sign of good governance. However, the delay in Proposal 3, the reorganization plan, is a bit of a red flag. It means there is significant uncertainty or division among shareholders regarding this major change. Companies usually want to get these big votes passed smoothly and decisively. The fact that they need to adjourn and solicit more votes suggests there might be concerns about the terms of the reorganization, the potential benefits for shareholders, or perhaps a lack of full understanding. It leaves the future structure of the fund in a questionable state for now. The opportunity here for shareholders is to really understand the long-term implications of the proposed reorganization, and the risk is that an unfavorable deal could be pushed through, or that the uncertainty itself could impact the fund's performance. For now, we wait to see how the reconvened meeting plays out for Proposal 3. Alright, that is our breakdown of FS Specialty Lending Fund. S latest filing, what is your take on these votes and what they signal for the company, S future? Do you think the reorganization will go through? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of corporate finance. And don't forget to check out the Discord in the description to continue the conversation. Thanks for watching. See you next time.